Okay. Great morning to my friends in France. Bonjour. I had a very nice compliment from them that I make them happy. Give them something to smile about, which is always good. Laughter is a good thing. If you laugh along with me, that's a great thing. Laughter is quite healthy when it's done in the right way. Okay, so let's look and see what the cards have to say this morning. The reading's about either ruling the emotions, being ruled by the emotions. This is also my card for Democrats. It is also the card you see he's wearing the fish. This could be somebody that is genuinely in the role of compassion or a genuine follower of Yeshua ben Joseph or genuine Christian values. So which is it? Let's pull the rest of the cards and see what direction this goes. Is this somebody ruled by their emotions? Or is this somebody that is using the emotions in a correct way? Let's see. So the energy coming into it is, this will tell us something, the wealthy. Okay. Now this card in the positive, it's those things that bring you a wealth, something of importance to you. Okay, something to be treasured, something that gives your life value, the concrete things in your life that you enjoy, that enhance your life, or in the negative, it's about those in wealth and power, the negativity, all about the monetary things. So let's see what's above this. You know, I don't pull my cards upside down and things. So let's see what the direction is. Above it, it's an agreement. There is an agreement when it comes to these things with the foundation of what's being worked on. So in this, you could read this both ways. So there are those in agreement that are working on only the material aspects, ruled by their emotions, to a world of just the material things. Or it could be the agreement on those of the light that are working towards compassion and bringing in the things that are of value to them. Okay, so it's those in the ego framework of the dark, of just me first, me, my I, my wealth, my power, my domination. Or it could be, again, in the opposite way, those that are working together towards compassion, towards light, to the things of benefit, bringing in those things of benefit into your life that you treasure. So let's see what we have going forward. What's going on today? The dark side. So this is about being chained to those things that are not beneficial. So in this case, it looks like in this reading, because we come up to the dark side, being leery of being chained to those things, again, more towards this, only wanting the external things, having that lack of compassion, having that lack, being chained by sex or chained by drugs or chained by alcohol or chained by, having to have the biggest designer things, all of the externals. The challenge is the long term. What you have long term. So what are you What are you holding to long term? Is it something of benefit, or is it something of the dark side, being ruled by that? So above it is where things are moving to, the Chariot, the things in motion. Okay, and the foundation is the burden. Now, if you are only in those things of the dark side, okay, that's a burden. Burdened by whatever you're chained to, whatever it is that is ruling your life that is not of benefit. Okay? So being chained by either sexual drama or, whatever it is, that this is also the pedophilia network, or, somebody that has to have the biggest house, you have to have a McMansion, you have to have the biggest designer labels, you have to, whatever it is that one is chained by, that is a burden for the long term. Because they always have a hole, they're never happy, they're never satisfied. It's an endless hole of drama, okay? So, potential outcome, it's the abundance. This is the card of abundance, or what's being birthed in America, sometimes my card for that. Outside influence is what you're being fed. Now, again, are you being fed the correct principles? Are you offering up love, compassion, the genuine spirituality? Or are you being fed with lies and drama and etc.? Okay. So again, this is the card of messages. What are you holding to? What are you listening to? What are you being fed by? The abundance of things you're fed by. Above it, manipulation. Are you looking at things? If it's spiritual things, then it's a card of absolute transformation. If it's not, if it's the lies, the spin, the drama, then it's a card of manipulation, smoke and mirrors. Okay? So whichever factor you're in, and in this case, this reading's more about those that are chained to the dark side. They're buying into this manipulation. They're being fed lies and distortion. And, that is where their mind is being ruled by. Okay? This is a card of the mind, being ruled by the mind, or, rulership of the mind and transformation. Now, if you are, again, someone that is being fed the lies, the distortion, and that's the abundance of things you are being manipulated by, then your mind is set in that, like the cult of Trump. They want to say that Democrats have Trump derangement syndrome, but the ones with Trump derangement syndrome are the ones that put him on a platform and can't see him for what he is. Okay? That's Trump derangement syndrome, because they have been, they are in that magic, they are in that manipulation of being fed these storylines, chained by the dark side, of wanting to have, thinking they're going to get wealth or going to get power or going to get these things, but none of that is taking place, okay? So again, the foundation, what's being worked on, the burden, being ruled by the mind. Above it, an agreement where things are moving to in their manipulation, okay? So we have somebody that's ruled by the emotions of wealth and power and drama, the dark side of the long term, what they're grabbing to, think they're going to get long term from that, and an abundance of manipulations and lies and drama. Okay? So any of the tarot, you can read it either a positive or it has a flip side, a negative. It's that sharp sword. Which side of the sword are you falling on? So let's see what we have under the surface driving the reading. Okay, the wheel is turning. The wheel is turning. Again, the karmic wheel. What you put out, you're going to get back eventually. Okay? The lovers. Okay? So who are you surrounding yourself? What is it that you, again, those people that you're surrounding yourself, or those that you are in the same mindset with? Are you a lover of iniquity and the dark side? That's what you're surrounding yourself with? Other people that are doing manipulation and drama? Again, because that's a road to death. It doesn't lead to anything good. If you are in that thing and surrounded and chained by drugs, alcohol, sex, or having to have the biggest, the best, or pedophilia, whatever it is one is chained by and surrounding themselves with, or being drawn into ones that are creating and doing crimes, and you get sucked into it, okay, you're going to go down with the ship, okay? So it's a path that leads to death. It's not an enlivening path. It's not giving you benefit. It's the cup of abominations, okay? Not the cup of wealth, of a genuine wealth, of benefit, healthy. It's a cup of abominations. Again, looking to see what's going to come in, waiting for that ship to come in, things being overturned, seeing it from a different viewpoint. So this is somebody also that could be in despondency, it's always never enough, that type of a mindset, that dark mindset, rather than looking for the things of gratitude, they're never happy. Never happy, okay? The sacrifice, not willing to sacrifice anything, it's just in that despondency. Again, the false religiosity. Okay, the Antichrist that's being paraded around as Christianity, those in that dark side, mentally retreated. So again, not looking at these things in a viable way. You look at those and listen to some of the Magatonians when they're questioning them. They're really sometimes illiterate, okay? They don't know history. Their values, what they're putting out, they can't see that it is just really opposite of what they think it is. It's just so mentally retreated. Something new coming out, concrete. Again, these things done by the dark of night. This emotional thing. Now, some people have that thing where they're driven by the moon, the emotions, because the moon does affect the tide, and we are, 95% water type of beings. So there are some that get very moon madness. They just, they go off in the moon. Okay, so what's coming rapidly is feeling, now these type of people are feeling alone. Sometimes they feel quite desperate. When it comes to truth, it's a nightmare, okay? They can't accept truth. They don't want to accept truth. They are in the midst of their nightmare scenario. The woe is me, the drama. Again, not happy people. New information coming, and they take this information from ones like Trump, the narcissist, okay? They follow, they put him on a pedestal. A message about an action, they're argumentative, the drama, look at what's being built, but unfortunately for them, it's a tower moment. It does wind up becoming a tower moment. Case in point, there are some of those ones like the, what did they call that show? These women, and you know, the wives of, I forget what it is, some of them the Potomac or the wives of, you know, the Beverly Hills or whatever it is. And one of them, well, a few of them, they are just so, you watch it and they're so egotistical, and then so many of them are winding up bankrupt. They're saying they have this big fabulous lifestyle. One of them has gone to jail for a number of years. Her husband got deported back to Italy because of the things, financial things they had done. Okay? So again, they face ruin in the end. They want to present us they are these big fabulous people. They're always drinking, they're always partying, you know, and the big high life. And it's all fake. They're thieves, they're con men, okay? So again, we look at this, the strength, figuring out the next move, mentally, physically painful, okay? Their mind is racing. Shed light on the new actions of all the stuff they have up in the air that they're trying to juggle. So they're not grounded at all. A concrete message when it comes to the past or pedophilia or the things that they've had as children, which are ruling their lives now. That is also what this card can represent, your childhood. Okay? If you are ruled by the fact maybe as a child you were told you were stupid or ugly or something and they never can come out of it, okay? So they are ruled by their childhood. Charging forward, they feel pushed to the edge, on edge about everything. They are outside of spirituality, absolutely wounded in some ways. They block the truth. They run away from the emotions, okay, and hanging on to some things, wanting to abuse their power, wanting to control. So they are mentally tied up. When it comes to a victory, again, it's about these messages, the drama, the things they put out. They will say they're fabulous when they are not. The actions in hand, they're juggling this stuff on a daily basis. Again, the truth, when it comes out, it is devastating for them. They want to keep the lid on things. They want to sell this drama. They're always looking for escape, okay? Because they don't like the harvest, what's being handed out when it comes to justice and their whole family, the dynamic of it, rulership, what they've kept hidden, okay? The things they're holding on to daily, feeling embattled. They don't like what's coming. When it comes to the choices in life, what's being offered up, it's always out of judgment, okay? So again, it's looking at things in the negative, feeling on the edge of loss, but they want to rule over it within their world, what they're sharing, trying to control the actions when it comes to any kind of stability or anything at home, wanting to temper and again control whatever it is they continue to try to get away with. Okay, rather than looking at reality, they are stuck in this dark side, this manipulation, this drama ongoing. That's why it's so important. I tell people, first thing, live with honesty, integrity, transparency, sacredness, and simplicity. And these will do you in good stead rather than getting into drugs, alcohol, sexual bondage, always looking for, somebody to come save you, looking for your white knight, whatever it is, some women, and then they get sucked into these manipulations, lose all their finances, these guys, these romance scammers that suck them in, and they always have some hard luck story promising the world, and then all of a sudden they have some hard luck story. I'll pay you back, I just need this, and they'll give you something, and they start draining their bank accounts. And I don't know how many women I've seen that have lost everything, up to $1 million, to scammers, because they want to believe this is their white knight. And it's usually women that are, low self-esteem, and they get the picture of some guy that's, handsome looking guy, and all of a sudden, oh, he's paying attention to me, and they want the fantasy, okay? And they lose everything because they are drug into this dark side of manipulation, rather than looking at things honestly as to what's happening. So, again, be careful out there. There are those in agreement. There are some of us that are going towards the light and wanting to gather in the things of benefit that are emotionally satisfying, that are, again, wanting to see people prosper in a beneficial way, and holding to those things of value within your life that bring you, again, a sense of happiness, completeness, wholeness. And it doesn't have to come out of the most expensive things. It doesn't have to come out of that. Maybe you value your friends. You've got great friends, or you've got a great family, and that's what you treasure, okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here, and we'll see you online.